Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Me First Morning. I am your host, Patricia Ribeiro Wolfson. I am so happy to be here. I host this show and another one called Soul Seekers TV with my bestie Linda Krause Barnett. You may have caught it at some point, and we will be bringing it back. I will give you more details as we get closer. I'm also an intuitive coach and energy healer, a wife, and a mom of 3 boys. And my mission is to help you and to teach you how to calibrate your energy, how to integrate simple self care into easy and doable steps, and how to embrace your own magic. I want you to own your natural gifts to achieve the life that you've been dreaming of, because you were created in the exact way you were supposed to achieve everything that you're supposed to. Trust me, that's how it works. Okay, so please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Go to Jumpstart for Change, subscribe, ding the bell so that you can get the notifications for when the show is on. And I'm slowly getting more subscribers, so I would really appreciate if you would go ahead and subscribe so that you can get notifications and I can raise those subscription numbers, because that would be awesome. You can also find me on other social media, such as on Facebook, of course, at Soul Seekers TV and at Goddess Gatherings Long Island. And you can find me on Instagram at Patricia Ribeiro Wolfson and at Soul Seekers TV. And of course, I'm on TikTok at Calibrate Your Energy. And I hope you can tune into that and just get, like, I've been doing like little 1-minute clips on TikTok and kind of practicing giving short messages. I'm not really good at short, succinct messages, but I'm working on it, and TikTok is helping me. So feel free to follow me and encourage me to continue to do so. All right. If you are here, feel free to say hello. If you're watching the replay, let me know. Hashtag replay so that I know you're watching. And feel free to comment at any point during this little broadcast and let me know if you have any questions, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, how are you enjoying this? It would be great to know. Okay, so we're going to get started. Well, first, I guess I should tell you what we're going to talk about today. And it was just going to be a little bit of an overview of the Me First formula. Now, I call it a formula, but it's not necessarily something that you need to follow step by step. But we will be talking about what each of the letters mean, because Me First is an acronym, right? It's an acronym for momentum, energy, focus and frequency, inner work, relationships, showing up, and trust. Okay, super, super important. We're going to talk about them coming up a little bit later in the show. Right now, let's just get started with our breathing and that part of our routine, our Me First morning routine, which is super important. Now, this is something, so I have my candle. Thank you, thank you. I'm like totally covering my face. That was like terrible television right there. Okay. So one of the things that I want to let you know is that this simple morning routine that we're doing is a, 5-minute routine that you can do at any point of your day. You don't have to do it in the morning. I encourage it in the morning because it's a great way to kick off your day. And you can do it in the morning and also do it at other parts during the day. So if you find that you're sort of, feeling a little out of sorts, or maybe you're feeling stuck, or you're feeling anxious or nervous, or, you're just quite not feeling yourself, I like to go back to this little routine. And really, it's just the routine that I'm talking about is like the 3 deep breaths, a little bit of stretching and shaking out the energy. And of course, giving, my thanks to the universe and saying a little prayer. Sometimes that little moment in itself and resetting your intention, right? If you haven't set an intention in the morning, but would like to set a new intention, or you would like to set an intention, or you would like to change your intention for the day. Perhaps what you said in the morning isn't working and you'd like to just reset it or remind yourself of that intention. Sometimes we need like a little kick in the pants, like our second coffee. You can do this routine. Anasanka, Allah, Allah. You're my inspiration. I've learned so much with you. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Ana. Beijinhos. Oh, agradeço tanto você estar aqui comigo. Okay, so let's do this. So we lit our candle, and now we're going to take our 3 deep breaths together. Just simple, deep, intentional breaths. And I want you to imagine that all of the beautiful healing energy from the heavens is entering through your crown chakra. Let's just imagine your head if you don't know what a chakra is. We're just going to bring in all of this. This is like a receptor, right? And we're going to imagine that all the beautiful healing light comes through the head. And then you have your feet planted firmly on the ground, and you're going to soak up the healing energy from the earth, right? So that sun, that strong, beautiful healing light, right? That brightness that comes from the heavens. And then we're going to bring in that beautiful, nurturing, loving, healing energy. And we're going to let those energies blend in our body and just go through every part of our body. And I want you to imagine that that beautiful healing light, that mix of the heaven and earth, is just going to just scrub your body from the inside and remove any energy that is stuck, stagnant, or dense. And I want you to release it with the exhale. So when we breathe in, we are imagining that light just going in and doing its work and cleansing the inner aura, right? Like that inner glow, right? That's how I like to imagine it, even though the aura is not on the inside, it's on the outside. Okay. But I like to imagine that the light is shining from the inside and we're scrubbing all of the cells and everything in our bodies, right? And we are releasing anything that doesn't serve us. So let's go ahead and do that. And hold. And release. Oh, I forgot my clear crystal quartz spheres, okay? So you can put your hands on your lap, either facing down or facing up or in a mudra. You can hold crystals or not. It's totally up to you. That's why it's me first, right? You get to choose what works for you. Let's do that breath one more time. And breathe in. And hold. And release. And let's do that one more time. And I really want you to imagine that beautiful healing energy going through your whole body and just breaking up any of that stuck, stagnant, or dense energy one more time and releasing it with your exhale. Okay, let's go one more time. And hold. And release. Okay, now time to put the crystal spheres down and do a little stretching, okay? So I did this yesterday. I think I did it actually twice because my head was still kind of hurting all weekend. My head was hurting. If you were here on Friday, you know that I had a migraine and I had it for most of the weekend. Probably because of the weather change, because it definitely got a little bit colder. There was rain. There was a tornado here. Okay. There was a tornado watch in our particular area. So the tornado didn't hit us where we were, but it hit like neighboring places. We were very grateful. I'm so grateful. But it was a little crazy. So, all sorts of weather pressure systems will always affect my head and probably affect you too. And how can it not, right? These pressure systems are affecting like the air and the earth and the animals and the trees, and it affects everything. Of course it's going to affect us, right? So on days where the weather is a little questionable, specifically if it's like rain and pressure changes, I feel it. And we got to just work through it. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's do a little more stretching. Okay, did the head. Oh, the back of my neck is really, really stiff. Okay, so anywhere where you feel extra stiffness, just stretch it out. Okay, stretch it out. Right, you want to release any of that tension that you have in your body, anything that you can release. Feels good to do so. And then you can kind of start your day a little freer, a little more limber, a little lighter in your step. Okay, now I'm shaking it out, shake it out, shake it out. There we go. Woo. Oh, that feels good. Okay, so now we're going to say our prayer. So, if you have a notebook or a pen or a scrap of paper, or if you just want to remember it in your mind, just set an intention for yourself for the day. Think about, we did talk about the GPS word, right? So, if you have a GPS word, if you have a word that you are using as your foundation of the feeling that you want to embody in your day to day, right? We think about what we want to achieve in the future, like in terms of goals, like I want to feel free. I want to feel peaceful. I want to feel spacious. I want to feel energetic, whatever it is that you want to feel. Let's take that feeling from the future, right? The feeling we want in the future, we're going to bring it into the present. And how can we feel that today in whatever way we can? You may be having a really crappy day and maybe you want to feel healthy, but you feel terrible. You have chronic pain. You have, all of these things that are not going and really feel like they're preventing you from feeling well, from feeling healthy, from feeling at your optimum, right? So then you set the intention that you are going to feel well or you're going to feel healthy. And then you have to start making choices that connect with that feeling. So even if you feel like garbage, you're like, what is the choice I can make that will give me the best feeling of well-being possible in this moment? What is the best feeling that I can capture that brings me the closest to well-being right now? How can I bring myself closer to well-being? What can I do that feels like well-being? That's what you need to set as your intention. Okay. So I'm going to say our little prayer and we're going to set the intention together that we are going to call in, bring in, and embody the feeling that we want for the rest of the day, for the rest of our lives, right? That's what we always want to embody and call in. So let's do that together. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and all beings of 100% pure white light, allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. May the highest vibration of infinite consciousness connect with my higher self and release any and all things that no longer serve me. I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away the things that no longer serve myself or humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Help us to embody our intentions for the day and help us raise the collective vibration for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. Yay! Okay, I love that little that little prayer. It's my favorite. I wrote it. And so interesting because I actually read yesterday. I was reading something about the sacrifices that our ancestors would make sacrifices to the gods, to just God as opposed to the gods. Like there were sacrifices being made as offerings to have an exchange, right? An energetic exchange with the powers that be in order to get what you wanted in life, right? That was something that people did. And they discovered I can't quote you. There's things that I read and then I just digest the information. But what I can say and what stayed with me and what I want to share with you is that actually what the best exchange was the exchange of what's in your heart, right? It's songs, it's poetry, it's art, right? It's your soul's expression at its most vulnerable, at its purest, is actually the exchange that Source is looking for in terms of, what you contribute to the planet. That is the greatest gift that you can give to the planet, is contributing your gift, is embodying your gift, is embodying your purpose, right? So, how can you do that? How can you represent your soul's expression today? How can you do that today? How can you do that every day? That is the sacrifice that we really need to give, right? We need to sacrifice our vulnerability, our heart, right? And the fear that we may be discovered, that our meaning may be discovered, that our deep, dark secrets may be discovered. And that's what we are giving to the planet. That's what we're giving to the earth. That's what we're giving to each other. That's why art is so powerful. That's why music is so powerful. That's why any sort of artistic expression really gets you and can connect with people on a visceral level. It can connect with people on a spiritual level, because it is literally us communicating with each other through our pain, through our experience, and through our soul's expression. Okay. I don't know where that came from. All right. But it was clearly a message you needed to hear, because it came out. All right. So let's pull a card. Here we are. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about the Me First Morning formula, or Me First Morning principles, or, whatever you want to call it. Oh, that reminds me. You guys can start. I'm actually going to share it with you. You are welcome to access the free GPS workbook. Now, this GPS workbook is what I use with my clients. It is something I developed for my clients to go through this step-by-step process of helping you to figure out what your GPS word is. Sometimes we need a little support in trying to figure out, like, what is this foundational word that's going to help me? What is this? What can I focus on? How can I direct my ego mind to then help me on this great quest of my life? And I find that the GPS workbook is a really great way to ask yourself those questions of, how you want to feel, who do you want to be, how you want to represent yourself moving forward on this planet, and that's really, really important. And so this workbook, it's free. You can do it by yourself. You can also reach out to me and we can do it together and have a session. Just let me know if you're interested. Otherwise, just download the workbook. It's there for you, and I highly recommend it. All right, here we go. Hola, bom dia, so. I love having my regulars here. Good morning, good morning. Okay, so let's see what the card says today. I'm going to pull the card. Here we go. Ghostlands. I get this card every once in a while. Maybe because today was like, we woke up and it was super cold, so the temperature is dropping. Okay. Ghostlands. Sometimes Ghostlands is a reminder that it is important sometimes to be in solitude, to feel alone in order to really get in touch with who you are, right? And sometimes we feel like, as we're growing and evolving as people on this planet, right? We start to shift and change. And as we shift and change, we lose people along the way. We lose connection to certain things that may at one point have been important to us. And it's really hard to let those things go. It's why it's hard to let things in your house. Like, decluttering is a challenge, right? Because we have attachments to what each thing that we have represents, what it means to us, what it means to get rid of it, what it means to keep it, but we also have that in spiritual and emotional things as well, right? In that energy around us. And it's really important for us to start removing any attachments and any beliefs and anything that does not serve us. And how do you do that? In each and every situation, in however you can, right? So when you're faced with something that's not working for you, when you're faced with a situation or a relationship that you really feel is just no longer in your highest and greatest good, you need to remove it. But this is the fear that we have, right? We have the fear that we're going to be left alone, that it's going to be a ghost land, that it's just us and we're going to have nobody there for us. This is a huge fear for anybody that's expanding, for anybody that's progressing, for anybody that's making really big changes in their life. And sometimes those big changes are changes that are thrust upon you, right? It can be an illness. It can be a traumatic event. It can be, what we experienced altogether with the pandemic, right? Those are situations that are thrust upon you where suddenly you feel alone and lost and unsure of the future, right? And other times there's transitions that happen where we're making choices for ourselves, where we get a new job or we're in a new relationship, or we just choose not to be in the relationship that we're in, or we have realizations about ourselves because things have become clear and all of a sudden we're like, oh my goodness, I have this need to now do this because I've connected with this part of myself. And those are big transitions. And during those big transitions, very often we find ourselves in the ghostlands, right? Where some people who have been with us for, a long time start to fade away into the distance because they maybe don't understand your situation, or they're not comfortable with whatever evolution or transition you're going through. And it has nothing to do with you. It really has to do with them and how they connect to what you're going through. But it doesn't take away the pain of feeling kind of alone and feeling abandoned. But you're not abandoned. You are shifting, you are changing, you are, like just gathering new resources and new people and new tools. This is sort of part of the process of evolution. So don't lose faith. If you're in a position right now where you feel like you're in the ghostlands, or you feel like you're afraid of losing everyone and everything because things are changing, don't worry. That's a part of the process, and you will never be left alone. You won't. Keep going. Keep tuning in, okay? Because spirit, source, God is always listening and always there to support you. And so sometimes when you feel really alone, just ramp up the spiritual activities, right? Ramp up your meditation, your yoga, your connection activities with yourself, right? Just stay connected to yourself. Just have a clear channel so that you are like, okay, I may be alone right now, but when I'm alone, sometimes that's the easiest time for me to be really clear on what I want to hear, on what I want to see, and what I want to do. And when you become super clear on what you want to do and what you want to see and how you want to do it, then you can navigate your way through the world, and then you can collect the people and the tools and the support along the way, because once you're clear, you know exactly what you need. There's no confusion. There's no people coming into your life saying, you know what you need? You need this, right? And you can hear what they say and be like, no, actually, I'm really clear on what I need, and that's not it. Or you can say, you know what? I'm really clear on what I need, and you're absolutely right. I need that in my life. Your certainty will breed your success, okay? That will lead the path for you. Your clarity, your certainty, your choices, right, that are made with clarity and certainty are going to take you down the path that you want to go. Okay, so that was the message from Spirit. And now let's talk about the Me First formula for the rest of the time today. Now, I've talked about this before. You guys know that Me First is an acronym. Once again, the M is for momentum, E is for energy, F is for focus and frequency. I kind of use those interchangeably. I is for inner work. R, is for relationships. S is for showing up, and T is for trust. Okay. Now, what I want to say about the Me First formula is that the way that I intend to use it and help you use it is that the Me First formula kind of breaks down into 7 areas that you can calibrate on your journey to connect with your highest self, right? I look at it as, and I've talked about, how energy is like, how energy is frequency and how you adjust your frequency. I talk a lot about calibrating your energy. That's why my TikTok handle is at calibrate your energy. But how do you calibrate your energy? Like, do you calibrate all of it? Do you calibrate a little bit of it? How do you do that, right? So this Me First morning breakdown, right, is a way for you to approach each of those areas. So I see it almost like a soundboard. I don't know if you guys have ever seen like a video where you see the soundboard of the band is playing, and then there's like this big soundboard with all these knobs, right? So I worked in radio, and obviously I worked in music too. So I see it as that, right? And so each knob, right, is a channel, right? So you have 7 channels that you can control. And within those channels, you have the adjustments, right? You have the gain, you have the treble, you have the bass, you have the mids, right? You have all these, the ability to adjust all of these knobs within each channel. And so I really do look at the Me First formula and each of the acronyms as channels, right? So M is the channel of momentum, right? It's movement, it's physical activity, it's motion, it's helping energy move along. It's also being aware of where your momentum is heading, right? Now momentum is, pretty basic, right? Momentum. It's either going faster or slower, right? But also it's the momentum of what you want, right? So are you heading in the direction that you want? Are you heading in the other direction? Are things speeding up in the direction that you're looking for, or are they slowing down? It also, is momentum also focuses on what whether or not you feel stagnant, right? So if you're stuck or stagnant, you have to take a look at your momentum and you have to increase your momentum if you're stuck and stagnant, right? And if you're going too fast, if you're feeling out of control and things are like, you're just not ready, then you slow it down. And so you slow down your momentum. But more importantly, the slowing down of the momentum really works when you're going in the other direction, right? And you know how your thoughts go, right? You have a thought, and that thought starts off like, oh, what if this goes wrong? And then all of a sudden, and what if this goes wrong? And then this happens, and then this happens, and the momentum picks up, and you start picking up the pace of all of the ways that things could go wrong, of all of the things that could be destroyed, of all of the terrible consequences that could potentially be coming. That is momentum you want to put the brakes on, right? You don't want to keep going in that direction with that momentum. You want to slow down that momentum and somehow shift it so that you can go in a different direction, because going down with that momentum is really not going to support you in any way. Absolutely, you need to take your time and feel whatever you're going through. This is not about that, but it is about allowing the momentum to pick up. And if you're allowing momentum to pick up in a different direction that you want to go, it's like literally getting in the car, going the wrong way, and pushing the accelerator, right? Maybe you're not ready to go the other way yet, but you don't want to put your foot on the accelerator. Maybe you just want to go slowly until you're sure of exactly how you want to get to the direction you're supposed to go. So I love looking at momentum that way. The next channel is the channel of energy, right? And oh my God, the energy is in everything. So that's a really generalized way of talking about it. But the way that I focus on it for the Me First formula specifically is that energy is like, where are you spending your energy, right? Energy is both the physical attribute of having energy, something that you feel a lot of energy, you feel the excitement of something, or then you feel the heaviness of something, right? Like that's where the energy is, and you feel the weight, right? So what is your energy feeling like around whatever it is that you want to accomplish? So energy is a channel that you can focus on, and there's ways to tweak that energy, there's ways to pay attention to it, there's ways to shift it, and that's really the work that needs to be done on that channel, is like looking at what is taking your energy, where can you save your energy, where can you shift your energy, where is your energy being spent? Okay, those are all things that you need to keep in mind when thinking about that channel of energy. Okay, I'm going to go through the rest of them quickly, and this is just like I said, this is an overview of the Me First formula. We're going to go really deep into this in the next, probably this week. We're going to talk about it. So like I said, I'm gonna just give you the basics, okay? The next thing is focus. F is focus and frequency. So the channel of focus, the channel of frequency. What frequency are you on? What is your focus? Are you focusing on your successes? Are you focusing on your failures? Are you focusing on lack? Are you focusing on abundance? Remember, what you focus on grows, right? Your attention is your currency in the energetic universe, right? Literally, like you're putting your money where your mouth is when you pay attention to something. It's like the universe only understands how you're communicating through your focus. So if you're consistently focused on how something is terrible, well, then the universe sees your focus on that and says, wow, that is that, I look at it as like that person's really focused on this. Let's bring them more of that. This is really what they're looking at, right? And imagine it's like you're shopping, right? Like you're grocery shopping. not grocery shopping, like window shopping. And you go to a store and you go with somebody and you're like looking at, oh my God, I love that dress. God, I love that dress. That dress is the most beautiful dress. I really want to buy that dress. And you're so focused on that dress, right? That you figure like, at some point, maybe you'll be able to purchase it, or the person you're with may be like, oh, I guess they like that dress and they buy it for you, right? That would be really nice. It'd be a nice thing, right? But the energy in the universe works the same, right? It's like everything that's around you is like you're window shopping, right? And so if you look at you something, and even if it's like, God, I hate that so much. Why? Why is that here? Then that becomes like the thing that you see the most, the thing that shows up the most for you. So where is your focus? So that's going to be a really important part of the Me First formula. Okay. The next is inner work, right? That's another channel, the inner work. What are your limiting beliefs? How are you blocking yourself? Okay. Now, all of these things are going to be things that you need to take a look at. And all of it really is inner work. But I like that one section where we really take the steps to take things apart so we can understand how things are serving us, how we need to sort of wrap our minds around things, where we need to shift our perspective. That inner work is really essential. R is relationships, right? That channel of relationships. I mean, everything is a relationship. Your relationship, of course, the actual relationships in your life to your spouse, to your friends, to your family, those relationships, but also your relationship to your dreams, your relationship to money, your relationship to yourself, your relationship to your body, right? That is a channel that really, really needs a lot of attention and a lot of opportunity for tweaking and calibrating your energy amongst that channel, amongst that relationship channel. So we're definitely going to talk about that a lot. The next is showing up. And now we're getting to the end. Well, we're at the end of our show, but I'm going to just wrap this up because I really want you to understand what we're going to be talking about. And so, as I said, this next part is showing up, right? How you show up for yourself, how you show up for your dreams, how you show up, and do you show up for what you command, right? When you make a declaration, are you following it up with action? When you're making a choice, are you then following up with actions that support that choice, that support that decision? Right? How are you showing up for yourself and your dreams? That's a really important channel where we can do a lot of tweaking in there. And finally, the last and final channel that the Me First formula focuses on is trust. Building trust with yourself, building trust with the universe. Trust is literally the secret to all. Once you build trust, once you are confident that you are fully guided and supported, that you know you can trust yourself and that you feel guided and supported by the universe, the angels, God, whoever it is that you believe in, and you feel totally protected, guided, and supported, well, then you're unstoppable. And that channel is my favorite, and also the one that needs the most tweaking and the most help, most of all, because trust is sort of like that theme that runs through all of it, right? Trusting yourself, trusting your family, trusting your friends, trusting in God, trusting in the way things are, trusting in systems that don't feel like they work, right? This is something that we're going to talk about a lot on this show. So, now you know kind of the direction that we're heading in. Coming up for this week, we're going to talk all about the Me First formula. We're going to talk about each one of these channels at length. I hope you stick around. I'm here every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jumpstart for Change, and make sure you ding that bell to get notifications. And join me every morning at 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. See you tomorrow. Bye.